Hello, Lovelace, and welcome to today's maths lesson. We're moving on from adding fractions. Our hello for today is, can I subtract fractions? Now, don't panic. As long as you follow the same rules as you did for addition, and you did so well with the addition, you should have no problem at all. Just the same way as addition requires a common denominator, so does subtraction. Your denominators are the same. It is as simple as taking away the numerators. So don't worry at all. Let's make a start. 3 questions to have a go at. Pause the video, have a go. Okay. Well, as I said, if the denominators are the same, it is a very straightforward type of calculation. So here on number 1, our denominators are the same. We've got 5 and a 5. So all we need to do is subtract the numerators. 3 take away 2 is 1. Our answer is 1/5. Now, on number 2, we don't have the same denominators, but with all our work on addition, we're pretty confident of being able to turn this 3 into a 9. We're going to multiply the whole fraction, top and bottom, by 3, and that will give us 5/9 subtract 3/9. Our denominators are the same, so we can now do the subtraction. 5 take 3 is 2, so 5/9 take 3/9 is 2/9. Finally, our addition pyramid. Remember, the 2 fractions below add up to make the 1 above. But our gaps are in funny places. So this is going to require, rather than addition to work it out, we're going to have to work backwards and use some subtraction. So we're going to start by finding this missing box. And to do that, we're going to use the whole one here, take away the 3/10 here. Okay, so by taking those apart, we can work out that that must be 7/10, because 7/10 and 3/10 makes a whole one. So now we've got that one worked out, we can use these two numbers, 7/10 take 1/5, to find this missing number. But first of all, we need to turn the 5th into tenths. So there we have 2/10. So we've now got 7/10, take away 2/10 to get 5/10, and those paying attention will realize that the 5/10 will simplify, and it's a half. Okay, so there's your pyramid complete. Right, so here we have a fraction subtraction. 3/4 take away 3/8. Okay, and thinking back a few weeks, because the numerators are the same, we know that this smaller denominator means it's a bigger fraction. So 3/4 is bigger than 3/8. So here's our bar model showing 3/4. Our bar split into 4 equal pieces, 3 of them are shaded. But we need to turn these into 8. We need that common denominator. So we'll split our bar model into 8. We'll multiply top and bottom by 2 to get 6/8. So we've now got 6/8, take away 3/8. So let's take away 3/8. 1, 2, 3. What are we left with? We're left with 3/8. Okay, so 6 take 3, 6/8 take 3/8 is 3/8. Right, 9/15 take away 1/5. Have a think, what's the solution to that one? Well, first of all, we need to turn the 5ths into 15ths. We need that common denominator. So we're going to multiply top and bottom by 3. That gives us 3/15. So we've got 9/15, take away 3/15. Let's take away the 3/15. There we go. 1, 2, 3. And we are left with 6/15. Okay, that's perfectly acceptable answer, unless you are asked to simplify and show in its smallest terms, because some of you will have spotted we can divide top and bottom by 3, and that will give us 2/5 as a simplified answer. Now, here we've got 2 columns of fractions. So the group on the left, the group on the right. The group on the left match one of the group on the right. So it's an equivalence task. This calculation is equivalent to one of these. Can you spot which one? Well, 5/6. If we multiply by 3, we're going to get 15/8. So that's that one. And then we've got our 12/18. Okay, so there we go. Those two are the same. They're equivalent. What about our 7/8 and 1/16? Okay. Well, let's turn them into into, let's turn them into 32s. So multiply by 4, we get 28 over 32. Multiply by 2, we get 2 over 32. And that matches this one at the bottom. So these should match, but let's just double check. We've got 9 over 10, which does, and then we've got 1 over 5. Now, if we multiply that by 2, we get 2 over 10. So it does indeed match. Okay, so just a little equivalence task there. Right, your turn to do a little bit of work. 4 questions. Pause the video. Have a go. Right, our answers. For question 1, we've shown the bound model so we can see what's going on. You don't need to draw them by now. You can say most of you are now very confident doing these calculations, but if they do help, then we know how to use them. So 1a, 5 6 subtract 1/2. Well, we're going to turn them all into 6. So it leaves 2 6, which simplifies to 1/3. 5 6 take away 1/3. Again, we'll convert into 6, which is, after the subtraction, is 3 6, and that simplifies to 1/2. 7 over 8 take away 3/4, convert them all into 8s, and we're left with 1/8, which doesn't simplify at all. 1/8 is as small as it goes. And on D, we have got a half, take away 3/8, leaves us with 1/8. Okay, so there's question 1. Question 2 is another matching equivalent one. 3 over 4 subtract 3 over 20 is the same as 15 over 20, take 3 over 20. 4 over 5 take 3 over 20 is the same as 16 over 20, take 3 over 20. 7 over 10 take 3 over 20 is the same as 14 over 20, take 3 over 20. And 1/2 take 3 over 20 is the same as 10 over 20, take 3 over 20. Okay, so they're your matching arrows, your matching lines. 3 and 4. Jack walks 7/9 of a kilometre to school and Aisha walks 2/3 of a kilometre. How much further does Jack walk? Well, we need to turn Aisha's measurements into ninths, which will be 6/9. 7/9 take 6/9 is 1/9, so 1/9 difference. And then for 4, your answers are 13/16, 9/16, 5/16, 1/16, 16/21, 11/21, 6/21, and 1/21. The what do you notice bit is for A, we're reducing by 4/16 each time, 13, 9, 5, 1. And for B, we've gone down 5/21 each time, 16, 11, 6, 1. Okay. Right. Now, on a Monday, Whitney reads for 4/7 of an hour. On Tuesday, she reads for 3/14 of an hour less than on Monday. For how long does Whitney read on Monday and Tuesday altogether? Okay, lots of words. But let's see if we can figure out the maths. So first of all, let's just do a little diagram to help us understand what's going on. So on Monday, Whitney is reading for 4/7 of an hour. So this is 4/7 of an hour. And then on Tuesday, she's reading for less. She's reading 3/14 less. Okay, so there's our 4/7 of an hour. And we know that the distance less than that 4/7 of an hour is 3/14. We don't know at the moment how long she actually does read on Tuesday. The way we're going to work it out is with the subtraction. So we're going to do, there's our 4/7 and there's 3/14 less. So by doing 4/7 take away 3/14, we'll be able to work out how long she read on Tuesday. So we're going to do an equivalent. We're going to turn our 7ths into 14ths. So 8/14, because we've multiplied top and bottom by 2. 8/14 take away 3/14 is 5/14. So Tuesday, she read for 5/14 of an hour. Okay. And then the final part of the question was, how long does Whitney read on Monday and Tuesday all together? So we need to add together these two numbers, 4/7 and 5/14. Remember, adding. I know the lesson is about subtraction, but this little part of the sum is an addition. Again, we need our common denominator. So we've got 8 over 14 plus 5 over 14, 13 over 14. Go back to the question, remind yourself what the units are, and it's 13 over 14 hours, or of an hour, sorry. 13 over 14 of an hour. Okay. Right. What is the difference between 7/10 and 1/5? Now, difference is another word for subtraction. So we want to know the difference. What is 7/10 subtract 1/5? Well, let's look at it on a number line. Here's our number line from 0 to 1, and it's been split into 10 equal pieces. So each one's a tenth. Now, 1/5 is equivalent to 2/10. So 7/10 will sit there on our number line. 2/10 will sit there. So the difference is how many in between. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps in between. So the difference is 5/10. Okay. Another way of looking at that is, because our denominators are the same, 7 take away 2 is 5. And 5/10 will simplify. Divide top and bottom by 5, and you get a half. What about this one? What's the difference between 2/3 and 3/9? There's our number line. This time it's split into ninths. But have a think. What do you think the answer is to this one? Okay, for this one, we're going to turn our 2/3 into ninths. So 2/3, top and bottom by 3 is 6/9. So we've got our 6/9, which will be there on our number line, our 3/9 there, and we've got 1, 2, 3 steps. The difference is 3/9. And again, another way of looking at it, our denominators are the same. They're both ninths. So it's 6 take 3 is 3. And divide top and bottom by 3, we can simplify and make that 1/3. Right, your turn. 3 more questions. Okay, pause the video, have a go. Okay, let's have a look. On Saturday, Alex cycles for 2/3 of an hour. On Sunday, she cycles for 5/12 of an hour. How many more hours does Alex cycle on Saturday than on Sunday? So we're going to do a subtraction. 2/3 take away 5/12. We need to turn the 2/3 into 12ths. So that will become 8/12. Take away 5/12, which would be 3/12. The 3/12 is an answer, or we've simplified it down to 1/4. How many more minutes does Alex cycle on Saturday than on Sunday? So we've got 1/4 of an hour, and just some general knowledge, 1/4 of an hour is the same as 15 minutes. Here are some fraction cards, and I'm in the way of them. There we go. Which 2 fractions have a difference of 1/4? Well, 3/4 and a half, the difference there is 1/4. Which have got a difference of a half? Well, 5/6 and 1/3, the difference there is a half. And which 2 have got a difference of 1/12? 11/12 take 5/6, and 5/6 take 3/4. Both have differences of 1/12. And finally, question 7. The perimeter of this rectangle is 14 over 15. Work out the missing length. Okay, so we've been told that this length is 1/3. Now in 15ths, that means that is 5 over 15. Okay, so this length is 5. This length must be 5. All together, they're 14. So 5 and 5 is 10. So these two ends together total 4, which means that one length must be 2, all 15ths. Okay, so 2/15 is your missing number. That's the end of today. As always, look after yourself, take care of those around you, and stay safe. And I will see you very soon.